Hi everybody, it's James and Matthew, or Matthew and James, however you want to pronounce that. Today we're going to go over restringing your electric guitar. This is not very difficult. In fact, I would say that with the most basic tools, you can do it just by watching this video. It's not hard to do. There are some things that you may want to take your guitar to a shop for, but I can tell you that by and large, maintaining a guitar is not very difficult, and you can do it yourself at home. Matthew's going to be our camera operator, so anything that you have to say, anything like that, please put it in the comments. If you like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, all that fancy stuff. Tell your friends about it, share it, whatever. We're good with that. Anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, we'll get to it. The first thing that you're going to do when you're restringing your guitar is you're going to take the tension off the strings. And a lot of people use a winder, but since I lost mine, I can't find it right now, I'm going to do it by hand. And it makes it easier if you run these. Once you're done taking some tension off of them, just leave them parked vertical like that, because otherwise your fingers can get stuck between them. Once you get all the tension off of them, basically, we're just going to cut them off. Okay, so I went and got myself some tools. I got a pair of snippers here. And these are just small little snippers, okay? Angle cutters. And then I've got these, we'll use these in restringing it, these little fine needle nose pliers. But, if you're not being picky, you should take the tension off the strings so you can kind of get under them. And then you're just going to cut them off. I probably could have taken a little more tension off of them first, but that's okay. And then down here, you're just going to unwind that. Pull it off. We got the strings off the headstock up here. And now we're going to pull the strings off the bridge, and that's pretty simple. They just kind of poke right through. You can see these little holes right here. So I poked the last one through. I tried to see where it comes out right there, and then you just take it and just pull it out. And so now you have all the strings off of your guitar. Now's when you want to do your cleaning on the guitar. You want to clean all the dust and all the lint and all of that stuff off the guitar, down here at the pickups, up here at the tuning machines, and you're also going to clean the fretboard. And now's a good time to also take a look at your frets and see if you see any uneven wear, and kind of run your fingers on it and see if you got any notching on your frets. If you do, that's a good indicator that it might be time to get the guitar refretted or the frets repaired, or do that yourself, learn how to do it yourself. Just give the guitar a good inspection while you have the strings off, because that's going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay, so I just about got my fretboard all wiped down, and I just got a damp microfiber towel, and you can see the kind of the dirt that I've cleaned off of that. And it's just oil from your skin. Now is a good time to check the tension on your tuning nuts. Just give the nuts that are holding them down a little twist with your fingernail. They shouldn't just pop loose. If they do, that's an opportunity right here for you to tighten that back up. And so now we have a clean fretboard and a clean machine here. This is all just basic maintenance, and it doesn't take that long to do. And really, it should be done every single time you restring your guitar. So now we got our magical grease here, and this stuff my wife makes, and it's all natural. And I just put a little bit, not a lot, just a little coating on my finger right there, and I just kind of rub it in by hand. And I'm going to do this all the way up the fretboard. I'm just going to rub that grease in there. You can already kind of see the difference in what it looks like from this one to that one. I don't know if you can see that, but I think you probably can. But that's what we're doing, is we're just going to rub that stuff in all the way up the board. Okay, so I got one left. I wanted to show you the difference between what these hydrated frets look like and that. So you can really see a difference. And I'm going to take a little bit of this again. It's just a light coating. It doesn't take much, really, with the stuff that we're using. And again, that's a proprietary secret recipe. And then I'm just going to kind of rub it all in there. All right, and then I'm going to take my dry cloth, and I'm just going to give it a rub. And I think we got a good, nice, hydrated fretboard. It's in good shape. I think we're good to go ahead and start putting new strings on. Got my strings out of the bag, which was a challenge. And they each come in their little respective gauge sizes. And it's going to go, of course, the thickest is going to be on top and the thinnest will be on the bottom. The thickest goes right up here on the top of the guitar. The thinnest will go on the very bottom, if you count the tuning knobs as the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to gently flip our guitar over and going to remove the biggest string. You want to be kind of careful when you're doing this that you don't kink the string while you're, if you kink it, that could make it play or sound funny. So I got my string pulled through, and the one thing that I do, and not everybody does this, and I get it if they don't, but I did this not too long ago when I restrung it, is I pull these intonation screws back. Okay, and I line them all up in a row. There, we've got those all pulled back. They're relatively even. So you make sure your string's pulled all the way up through there. You lay it in there, and you're going to run it through your tuner. And I like to turn my tuner knob so that the hole is parallel with the string, way the string runs. Like so. I set the string in the nut, grab my cutters, and on the low E, I go 3.5 fingers. And cut it. And then I take my needle nose pliers, and in the very end of it, I put a bend like that. So that when I pull this back down, that string doesn't pop out of there. As I was saying, you want that string rotating counterclockwise, and then you want that little nipple that's sticking out, and as it comes back around the other side, you might see it, to go under, or the little nipple to go over. So basically you're winding everything under, coiling it under. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, Matthew. And if it slips and comes out, well, you just got to start over. Okay, so we got the low E on, and as you can see, it's all coiled underneath, okay? And these strings will stretch in. So you're going to see a little bend out here, and that'll stretch in, and then you might see a little bend up here, and I kind of push that down flat. And then I'm not going to tune it yet. I'm going to get all 6 strings on it before I actually put any tension on and tune it. But basically, we're going to do the same thing for all 6 strings, right? Well, the remaining 5 anyways. Make sure that when you wind these strings, they're wound underneath the tuning machine, okay? So, now we've got all the strings on. And actually, truth be told, through the magic of editing, I actually let these strings set in. Normally what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tune it after you get them all strung up, and then let them sit in for 24 hours before they're really going to hold tight. It won't take 24 hours, but you get the picture. They kind of set in, they stretch. The strings will actually stretch a little bit. So we've got our new strings on, and now we're just going to tune the guitar. And I use this little tuner right here. You can buy them at any guitar store. So just set that right there on the end of your headstock. And if you don't have one of those, a smartphone, you can download a free tuning app on any smartphone, and you can tune your guitar that way too. And on this guitar, we're going to have to adjust the bridge a little bit. Probably not much though. So turn your little tuner on, and of course you just give the string a little, and it's sitting at a D sharp, so we're gonna bring it up to E. One little hot there. And as a general rule, you want to always tune up to the right note, okay? So you don't want to tune down, you want to tune up. And then you're just going to do that across all your strings until you get them all tuned. This one should be an A. So now we've got all the 6 strings in tune, and our E's right on the money. A is right on the money. D is right on the money. G softened up just a little bit, so let's get that right in. There we go. B's right on the money. And E's right on the money. Now to check intonation, you're going to measure here at the 12th fret, okay? And it should be the same note at the 12th fret as it is open. And it's real simple. You're just going to hold her down right there at the 12th fret. And E comes in just a touch hot. And A a little low. Let's check this again. So that E is a little bit hot. We're simply going to turn this counterclockwise just a touch. Now like an eighth of a turn at a time, right? And then we're going to go back up here and tune it here first. And I went a little hot there. And I always want to tune up to the note, not down to the note. So I go back below, and I'm going to tune it up into the sweet spot there. And that looks good, and we're going to check intonation again. And that E is just perfect. So you're going to go through all 6 strings, and you're going to check your intonation on all 6 strings. My A is just right. D is just right. G is just right. Whenever you get one off there, check it open again, because it could have stretched a little bit. Silence the string. Looks good. The guitar is intonated. Now, if you'll take a look right here, it is almost exactly the way I lined them up when I took the strings off. Don't ask me why. I really don't know how this works so well, but every single time I restring a guitar, I tend to bring all the intonation back somewhere in the middle zone there and just restring it. And the last couple ones I've done have all come out right on the money, and almost right on the money, and I don't know why. So that's it right there as far as restringing, tuning, and then doing a little setup. Now you can also raise and lower these, and if you look down here, get in real close on this for me, Matthew, you'll see these little Allen screws right in here on the top of these machines, and you can actually put an Allen screw in there and raise and lower the string height. And what that's going to do is that's going to raise and lower the action on the string. Now I've got mine set right where I want it. I don't want to change it at all. If you get them too low, you'll get what's called string buzz, or you'll get some fret buzz on it, because they'll start rattling on top of your frets. Too high, and it's not quite as easy to play. We always recommend go see your local music store and talk to the professionals down there. We're in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and we use a store called River City Music. They got a bunch of online stuff going too, so if you decide to buy from them, I'm sure they would appreciate it. That's our local store that we use, and we love the guys down there and are truly grateful for all their help. So if you got questions and you want to talk to a pro and you live in our area, that's who we go see. They helped us. Maybe they can help you too. Thanks, guys. That's all we got. Matthew, am I missing anything?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we're going to edit this, see if we can get all the choppy stuff out of it. And that way it'll appear completely smooth to all of you guys. And please drop us some comments. Hey, look, I'm not a pro. I am the last person to say I know what I'm doing. So if you've got tips for Matthew and I, we invite you to put them in the comments, send us messages, hit us up on Facebook, or anything like that to help us improve, because we're still learning. We thought we'd share this video with you guys so that you could learn too. Thanks. We'll catch you next time.
And remember to like the video.